Welcome back from the break. I'm Lena Anderson here with my co-host,
Summer Zhang. We are doing a special report on the psychological damage from major historical events.
That's right, Summer. In this segment, we will be looking deeper into two events. First, let's go back and take a look at a news report from Nazi Germany from 1933. Breaking news. The Enabling Act has just been passed. This allows anything Hitler says to be put into action within 24 hours of him signing. Hindenburg has already given Hitler, our chancellor, emergency power. Hitler has moved up in the ranks rather quickly. Communism continues to be a threat, and Hitler is the only man who can keep us safe.
Those poor people had no idea what was coming for them. Hitler was a terrible leader who did terrible things to the people of his country.
His rise in political power was rapid as well. The people were completely brainwashed.
Yeah, that's right. Hitler was an important member of the Nazi Party, so he threatened to leave if they didn't give him power. That's how he became the leader of the party.
Hitler used Hindenburg's fear of communist threats to manipulate him into granting him chancellorship and giving him the power he needed to make emergency decisions.
Next, he formed a full dictatorship. After the president died, the presidency and the chancellorship were combined into one office. Now Hitler was head of state, and he was the only person who could dismiss himself as head of government.
Hitler had power over everyone and everything. People lost the ability to do what they want or even to be themselves. Those who weren't part of the perfect Aryan race were sent to concentration camps.
There was little chance of survival, and millions of innocent people were murdered. Even those who survived had spent the rest of their lives suffering from the memories of the horrible events they lived through.
These were truly some of the darkest moments of history.
Yes, they were. Now, let's take a look at news report clip about the dictatorship in China. 中国是一个政治独裁体制的国家，是由一个国家领导人习近平来统领整个国家。习近平拥有绝对的政治权利，他不受法律以及宪法的约束，他有权利可以直接发布命令或者改变一些法律。有一个非常明显的例子就是，当中国选取下一任国家主席时，往往候选人是由国家内部商议决定的。国家新任领导人也是由国务院内部投票决定，民众是不允许参与的。如果国务院内有任何的改变，通常都是政府内部选择整改，最后才会通知民众。一些民众一般就只能有服从的权利，所以说在中国，民众只有绝对的服从，没有颁布任何命令的权利。针对于中国的独裁政治体制，还有一些类似的例子，例如在中国遍布整个国家的摄像头，不管你会走在马路上，还是人们的住宅区，甚至是在人们居住的公寓内，都会充满了摄像头，而且这些都是政府安排安装的，因为这样可以方便警察们获取他们想要的资料，非常的方便。因为在中国经常会发生一些盗取之类的一些事情，同时这些装在马路上的摄像头可以帮助警察管理车辆违法，但是这些摄像头严重影响到人们的生活，因为政府可以随时查看人们的活动。同时，中国的信息技术非常的发达，拥有非常受欢迎的人脸识别技术。但是同样，这些政府会利用这些成熟的信息技术来监控人们的活动，也可以随时调取人们的肖像及信息资料，人们是不会得知的。以上的这两个例子都可以体现出了中国的独裁权利，不留给民众自由权，政府随时可以窥察人们的信息以及活动。这些都可以体现出在独裁者的统治下，物理上给人们造成了一定的影响，例如人们的私生活被政府查看，并且失去了自由，同时人们也不会得知这些任何时候政府什么时候会查看他们的生活都是不从而知，生活会受到严重的影响。再例如，中国政府可以任意拘留人民公众，例如在中国西部地区，政府可以以教育的借口来监视他们的自由，甚至会邀请一些人去警察局，或者是去邀请一些警察去当地人们的家中进行监视，因为政府会觉得西部会一直对中国的平静安全的政治造成威胁，所以政府会选择去打压他们，即使他们没有犯错，也会限制他们的自由。 以上所有的例子都可以体现出了中国的独裁政治对中国民众带来的身体以及心理上的影响。越来越多的中国民众开始对这种独裁权力抵制，因为民众长期处于政治的打压下，处于政府的打压下，开始对于这种统治的不满意，甚至对于政府统治的厌恶。他们内心对政府充满了不满，甚至会去反对抗议，甚至是对人们造成伤害，例如报复社会。这些就是中国的独裁政治权，民众是没有任何自由的。
In China, the people are paranoid constantly because there are cameras that are always watching them everywhere that they go.
The cameras are on streets and buildings. There are police all over as well. The government doesn't trust the people.
This creates a sense of daily fear and paranoia of the government. People cannot just live their lives without being afraid of the government unjustly imprisoning them. This causes immense psychological damage. Living in fear can cause damage to the hippocampus of your brain. It can diminish long-term memory and cause the regulation of fear to become more difficult.
Some people have PTSD from the horrible events that took place under the rule of these dictators.
PTSD has side effects such as anxiety, numbness, guilt, sadness, anger, and flashbacks. It wasn't the dictators themselves that caused the psychological damage to the citizens they affected. It was the unchecked actions that these dictators took to get what they desired.
The life-altering decisions that these dictators made caused extreme amounts of trauma in people's lives.
Thank you for watching. Tune in next week to hear more on our segment of psychological damage with our guest speaker.
My name's Emily Pena, and I'll be speaking to you about 9/11.
Okay, sorry. Those who weren't part of the perfect Aryan race were sent to concentration camps.
The chance of survival was slim, and a million of those poor people had no idea.
Wait, no, you have to stop.
Yay! Wait, why wouldn't it let me zoom? Oh. Yay!
Extreme amounts of trauma in people's lives.
Okay,
Okay,
lovely.
I need water.
3.
And water too.
Do you want to get water before we start?
Sure.
Okay, ready? Stop laughing. We have to do this for real.
Okay.
You have to tell me when to go.
Hitler was a terrible leader who did terrible things to the people.
Wait,
I didn't stop,
I
right?
looked at Emily and she smiled.
The chance of survival was slim.
no! Okay. Stop laughing.
I'm gonna stop.
Okay.
So are you gonna start first?
I understand everything.
The chance of survival was slim, and million of in and out.
Just get out of Just get out of my mouth. We need to try that again. Welcome back from the break. I'm Lena Anderson here with my co-host.
Is that it? Yay!
Threatened.
Threat.
It's okay if you stumble across it. No, I'm gonna tell.
Hitler was a terrible leader who did terrible things to the people of his country.
I thought you had so much more to say. I'm just gonna be like, welcome back from the break. I'm Lena Anderson here with my co-host.
Hi, I'm Summer Jung. We are doing